apologize for the technical difficulties, and just as we rejoin you, Jordan Haskins has intercepted a Tates Creek pass. The Commodores had executed a beautiful long drive, and we're knocking on the door, but now an interception by Haskins and a return of near 80 yards, and he has scored a touchdown, and that would make it 20-0, but let's see if everything stands. The officials are having a conference.
As a coach, you always teach your quarterbacks never throw across your body, and right there he just made that mistake, and Haskins able to pick that one off.
So we'll come back. And they indicated that there's a penalty against Bryan Station, a hold, I guess, during the run. There it is. Illegal blindside block, it looked like. I think that was the call, and if that is the case, then Jordan Haskins' beautiful interception and return for a touchdown is, in fact, canceled out by the penalty. And it was after the interception, so Bryan Station does have the ball, but their lead is still 14-0. We're playing the final seconds of the first quarter, 6.1 seconds to go. And Haskins, a real threat in that defensive backfield, made the interception and took off with it, but the hold brought it back. Now the pass out to Monte Ashford as he's up above across the 42 to 43 yard line, and he goes out of bounds with 0.2 seconds left in the first quarter. Monte Ashford with the catch on that toss from James Davis.
The Commodores just playing a little bit of off coverage right there, and just a quick hitch route to Monte Ashford right there, picking up some good yardage, but looks like a penalty after the play here.
That one will go against Tates Creek. Bryan Station retains possession. They'll have the last play of the first quarter here in just a moment. Davis with Washington in that backfield. And as they start the clock, they have to let us know that that is the end of the first quarter. Just had 0.2 seconds left before the clock was started. So at the end of one, the score is Bryan Station 14 and Tates Creek nothing. And we'll be right back on Glycon.
Your ride to the next level in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Next level rides start with next level savings. Drive home the new 2024 Kia Forte or crowd favorite 2024 Kia Soul. Your choice, just $199 down and $199 a month. And score 0.9% on select models, like the hot new 2024 Kia Sorento and 2024 Kia Sportage.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Next level savings start at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Whether it's your first time or your latest, let Tim Rose find your dream home. Tim is a licensed real estate agent with Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty in Lexington. Tim is a seasoned and fair negotiator who's willing to go far and wide for clients all over Kentucky. Check out hashtag Tim Rose Sold across all social media where pricing matters. Tim Rose and Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty. Together, we do more.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back for the second quarter here at Bryan Station High School. Glad you've joined us on Glycon. Keith Elkins along with KJ Jones, Jackson Miller, our producer, Benson Gregory on camera tonight. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty a few moments ago on Tates Creek has given Bryan Station excellent field position, 43-yard line now. And the defenders on the move once more. Davis ready to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he crosses the 40-yard line to the 35 and then pushed out of bounds over there.
Tates Creek coming with a little bit of an outside linebacker blitz right there, but Good job by Davis extending the play right there, and just shows how dynamic he is. When a play breaks down, can still turn into a first down.
Rickus Greer chased him out of bounds on this near side, and now underway in the second quarter. Bryan Station on top by 14 and looking for more. They'll have a first down at the 33-yard line in Tates Creek territory. Here's the snap and the fake to Washington, and now here is Davis looking for some room around that left side, but not much there.
Looked like a bit of a read option right there, and I think this one he should have just handed off to Kalen Washington. Good job by the Tates Creek defense collapsing on him right there and stopping him in the backfield.
Quayshawn Mays among the Commodores in there to make the stop, and now it's a second down and about 11 for Bryan Station. Ball at about the 34, nearly the 35-yard line. As the defenders look toward the sideline, now set to go. The home team looking for its second win of the season against three losses against some very, very good competition. Here's the handoff to Washington. He makes his move out to the right side and then finally is wrangled out of bounds down around about the 32-yard line.
The pistol formation has really hurt that Tates Creek defense tonight, and Washington just abusing that Tates Creek defense.
Devon Flowers over there to make the stop, but Washington, it looks like, on his way to a big night, as he has been through most of his high school career. He is a very, very difficult player to stop, and of course a big part of Bryan Station's offense. A third down, very short for Bryan Station. A yard to go, maybe less. Here's the snap, bad snap, and Davis has to scramble to get it. He takes off around the left side. He may score, and he does.
And another broken play right there, and Davis just showing off his abilities right there and picking up that drop snap and scoring a touchdown on it. That Tates Creek defense just not enough speed to catch up to him right there.
Yeah, that snap was way out to his left, it looked like, and he was reaching out trying to just stop it from going behind him. It bounced back up to him, and then he just took off, and it was all Davis after that.
And this is 2 weeks in a row we've seen just some snap problems, and that's something they're going to have to get taken care of if they expect to make a deep playoff run this year.
So now it's 20-0 Bryan Station with 10:52 to go. Second quarter. Here is Hannon again, getting plenty of work tonight. The snap rolls to the holder, Haskins. Now he has to run with it. Here he goes around the right side, and he is into the end zone. So they'll get two.
And what a sequence. You see a broken play turn into a touchdown with Davis running, and then a drop snap right there. And again, you see Haskins picking it up and scoring a touchdown right there for a two-point conversion that was supposed to be one.
So now it's 22-0 after the two-point conversion by Jordan Haskins. And talk about getting a break on how that football bounces. I mean, the bad snap could have bounced left or right instead of just rolled to him, and he was able to take off. No chance for the kick to be made at that point, so he just took off with it and made the most of it, and he is hard to catch, as we saw on the interception return earlier, although it was not a touchdown because of the penalty. It certainly didn't have anything to do with the speed and skill of Jordan Haskins.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, a broken play turning into a 20-yard touchdown run, and then a broken play turning into a two-point conversion intended to be a kickoff or field goal.
So the defenders get set to kick off again.
If you're Tates Creek, you just got to put together another drive like you did the last time. A really good drive right there and was moving the ball, and just threw an interception once they got close to the end zone. Just got to clean up those mistakes and, like I said, put another good drive here together.
So Hannon back and ready to kick. His team up by 22 now as he approaches the football and gets into it. Sails over the head of Hale and into the end zone. They'll bring it back out to the 20, and that's where the Commodores will start. Down by 3 scores now. A 2-point conversion coming on the end of this last one. Wasn't intended to be 2, but as you saw, Jordan Haskins turned it into 2. And now the defenders have a 22-0 lead to work with here early in the second quarter, and they have put Tates Creek in a deep hole pretty early. The good news if you're Tates Creek, there is plenty of time. You got to settle down, but you're running short on being able to stay up with them.
It's really amazing here seeing Haskins get that 2-point conversion and coming right back out here playing defense.
Here's Burnside, quick flip out to the right. Got a man out there and a couple of yards gain.
And a quick screen out, just not much room there to navigate. Looked like J.T. Cooper on the catch.
I believe it was J.T. Cooper, number 4. And twin Luke Cooper, big part of that Tates Creek offense. And Luke Cooper also does the punting for the Commodores. Now Luke Cooper at the bottom of the screen. And the pitch forward to Evans, and he cuts toward the middle and gets up to about the 27, 28-yard line, picked up 4 or 5.
Nice jet sweep right there to Evans, and way to cut it back up inside and get north and south and pick up some good yardage right there.
So it'll be a third down play for the Commodores. Looks like 3rd and about 3. Need to get to the 31-yard line.
Get on your feet, Station Nation. It's 3rd down.
Darnell Burnside trying to get something going for Tates Creek. The quarterback has it now, looking and scrambling out to his right. Still running with it. And now finally dragged down over there at about the 25, 26-yard line. There's just nowhere to go.
Burnside doing a good job with his legs extending the play, but really good job by the defender's defense containing him and making sure not to let him get that outside right there, because if he would have got out there, he may have picked up that first down. It's a good assignment defense right there for Bryan Station.
So for Bryan Station now, they'll get set to receive a punt as Luke Cooper goes back to do the kicking for Tates Creek. We saw him on a fake punt run the ball during the time that we were away because of the technical issue, but he has some speed and can do that, but they're backed up awfully far in their own territory right now. A bit of a high snap, but he brings it down and gets the kick away. Nice kick by Cooper, and that one will bounce along the sideline and finally scooped up. It's blown dead over there, though. It's at about the 29-yard line.
It looked like DeMond Green tried to pick it up and run for it. Again, seeing Haskins back there at punt return, he just seems like a guy that's way ahead of his years, only being a sophomore. I think he's a guy you could ask to play quarterback, and he could go out there and play it for you.
Yeah, you just put the ball in his hands, and you're willing to see what happens at that point, because he is a skilled player, and he's got a lot of speed to work with, too. Jordan Haskins, 6-footer, 175 pounds, just a sophomore. So bright future for him. Defenders now from about the 28. Here's the pass across the middle to Adams. He was hit right as he got that football, and it dropped to the turf. Incomplete pass.
And it looked like Adams found that soft spot in the zone and tried to get the ball to him, just unable to haul it in that time.
Tayshawn Adams, 6'3" and 190, a junior. And KJ, when we did the Bryan Station game last week, we were talking about what a nice target he is for Davis. A nice, big, long receiver out there with good hands. He got knocked loose that time, but he's done a lot for Bryan Station.
He has, and when you have a 6'3" receiver, that's a big catch radius right there. So really a quarterback's favorite target.
Now the give to Washington again, and the ball is on the ground again. And it is back near the 32-yard line. Players gather around over there.
Washington with some big runs here, just the ball a little bit slippery in his hands out there.
So Bryan Station will retain possession as they're going to mark it at about the 32-yard line. Be about 6 yards to pick up the first. Defenders working in their own territory as we go under 8 minutes in the second quarter. Davis waits for that snap, and he's got it now and turns and hands to Washington. This time straight up the middle, gets toward midfield. Down the sideline he goes at the 40 and pulled down about the 33-yard line. Kalen Jaws Washington, another big gain.
And the defensive line just not providing any help, and just some poor tackling on the back end right there by the Commodores. Looks like maybe about 3 broken tackles you see Washington break right there, and able to pick up a really big gain.
all the way down to about the 33 in Tates Creek territory. Washington seems to get to full speed very quickly too, doesn't he?
He does, and like I said, the Bryan Station offensive line is doing a really good job just sweeping the Tates Creek defensive line because Washington is getting simple dives and getting to that second level untouched.
Here's Davis on the move. He's going to keep it. He's going to run and get to the 20, 15, and knock down from behind at about the 10-yard line and forward to about the 7.
And Davis just on a quarterback rollout out there and nobody open and just able to tuck it down and get a big run right there. Seems like it doesn't matter who's running the ball. Just whoever has it's getting a big gain.
Detrell Johnson on the stop for Tates Creek. First down for Bryan Station. And they are about at the 7-yard line. So it'll be first and goal. There is Davis. Hands off to Clay. Keem Clay straight ahead on that carry.
Not much going right there, and one of the short runs we've seen here from Bryan Station.
So now we get a whistle, and do we have a timeout? I think we do have a timeout on the field, and we will take a timeout with them. 6:25 to go, second quarter, 22-0 Bryan Station. We'll be right back on Glycon.
The road, call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Back after the timeout. Second down from the 7. It's Green in motion, and Davis hands it off, and Washington is willing his way ahead, close to the goal line.
And just too powerful for this Tates Creek defense tonight. Willing his way through about 3 or 4 defenders right there, and almost coming up with a touchdown.
And they had him out for a play. Now he's back in there, number 1, Kalen Jaws, Washington. And now third down and goal for Bryan Station. Trying to push that lead up to 29-0.
I would expect him to go right back to Washington here, maybe even a quarterback sneak.
Davis turns, gives it to Washington, and he is into the end zone untouched. Another touchdown for Washington. And this lead is now up to 28-0. Handing back on the field to try an extra point that would give them 29. So Washington with 3 touchdowns tonight, and he is on his way to a huge evening here at Bryan Station, and the defenders are up 28-0. 5:23 to go in the second quarter, and we saw a couple of things turn this game in Bryan Station's favor early, but now they are really beginning to dominate.
Yeah, really taking off here. Just no answers for Tates Creek tonight on offense or defense.
And ready to kick it, and Jordan Haskins with the hold. It is on the way, and it is good. No, it's no good. No good. He missed it. And that leaves the score at 28-0. 5:23 to go in the second quarter. And we will take a break right here and be back with more football in just a moment on Glycod.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
Check out the latest Birds bonus plus continuous score updates from around the area on glycod.com. Right now we are back at 5:23 to go in the second quarter. Bryan Station with a 28-0 lead as the extra point was no good that time. So Hannon will go back to his kickoff duties and get set to kick it away to the Commodores, who would really like to have a score before halftime and cut into this margin just a little bit. Return by Hale. Comes up to the 20, 25, 30, and pushed out of bounds about the 35-yard line. And
good job by Hale getting to that outside right there. Couldn't really see who laid that hit, but really big hit right there on him. And see the defenders over there hype on the sideline.
They are ready. I was hoping they were just celebrating and there wasn't some kind of altercation over there on that sideline, and there wasn't. They were celebrating a good play and also a good return by Hale, and now it's on the 35-yard line for Tates Creek as they try to get their offense going with 5:14 to go, second quarter. Here's the snap. Burnside hands it off to Evans, and he is tackled right there in the backfield.
Just nowhere to go at all. Looked like number 53, Ethan Thomas, just coming from the backside and stopping him for a loss in the backfield right there.
Ethan Thomas, 6-footer, 198-pound junior, was right there in the backfield with Evans on that one and brought him down for the loss of a couple. It's now 2nd and 12. Tates Creek on offense there at the 33-yard line in their own territory. Burnside looking, flushed out of the pocket. Tries to run now. Now coming back left and brought down in the backfield for a loss.
Looks like number 11 right there, Teandre Clark, stopping him.
Teandre Clark with the stop.
And it looks like Burnside, just about every time he gets out the pocket, it looks like he has a defender on him. Maybe the defender's running a quarterback spy because they know how much of a threat Burnside is with his legs, so they're just not going to let him break them down and get big runs.
He's sometimes still looking downfield and hasn't been able to find anyone to let it go. And they have really turned up the pursuit in the backfield of the quarterback. 3rd down and about 15 for the Commodores. They got to get all the way up to the 45-yard line. Here is the snap, and Burnside looks and flips it out to the left, and it's picked off. Zay White has it, and he's going to go all the way.
Not really sure what he was looking at right there, but a lot of the defenders over there and able to take that one back for a pick six. Looks like Zay White on the pick. Like I said, it looked like a lot of defenders over there in the zone, so not really sure what Burnside's seen on that play.
Wow, 34-0. And the kick could make it 35 with 3:37 to go in the first half.
Bryan Station knew what their job was, and they came out and executed tonight, just have dominated Tates Creek in every facet of this game.
Haskins back out there to hold. As we wait the kick from Hannon. And this one is on its way. And this one is good. So another one for the defenders. They lead it 35-0 with 3:37 to go in the first half. And KJ, it's just been all Bryan Station. Again, we talked about how they got off to that quick early start and scored off a turnover, but since then they have continued to dominate, and it's on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, on defense, they've just stopped Tates Creek in every facet. Tates Creek can't get the run game going, and we've seen 2 interceptions also, so not able to throw the ball either. And then on offense, Bryan Station just really doing whatever they want. Tates Creek unable to stop the run game, and Bryan Station hasn't passed the ball too much, but when they have, they've been able to execute that as well.
So the kickoff will come with 3:37 to go, first half. Tates Creek in a very deep hole now, 35-0, and we'll see if they can come back and make this game competitive. Commodores have a couple of victories on the season, and they've lost their last 2. They come into this one 2 wins and 2 losses. And the kick is away and dropped there at the goal line, but picked up by Hale, and he is outside toward the right side and gets up short of the 20-yard line, and a penalty flag flies as the tackle is made.
Really lucky that he was able to get back on the ball right there. Muffed a little bit at the beginning, but able to pick up a pretty good gain right there to set up his offense.
Marquise Hale with the return. We saw a penalty flag over on the other side of the field. We'll see where the Commodores will eventually start on this drive.
If you're Tates Creek here, this is the pivotal drive before halftime. You just want to get some kind of points on the board. You don't want to go into halftime with the goose egg up.
So here comes the penalty being walked off. It'll put it up near the 35 yard line, 34 right now. I believe we had a personal foul on Bryan Station. And that's where the Commodores will start. So here comes Tates Creek at their own 34-yard line. Snap to Burnside, and he steps forward, now flings it out to the right. Got a receiver out there, and he'll be hauled out of bounds. That's Cooper, J.T. Cooper over there. Picked up maybe 2 or 3 before being surrounded by defenders.
And really strong hands right there by Cooper. Had about 2 defenders on his back when he was making the catch, so way to just haul it in.
So he picked up a couple, and they'll call it 2nd and 8 now from about the 37-yard line in Tates Creek territory. Tates Creek trying to get on the move in the late stages of the first half with the clock running, and they're down 35. Here's the snap they give to B.J. Evans. He's running hard into the middle of that line, but they push him back. Not much there for him. Very little, if any, gain.
And you see Bryan Station coming out with 2 deep safeties, but still unable to get any room to run the ball here for Tates Creek.
Now we're getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Bryan Station. That flag flying there as the teams were almost in their huddles. Somebody said or did something to warrant a penalty, and now they'll paste that one off against the defenders. And they'll be all the way down to the 47-yard line in Bryan Station territory. So Tates Creek being handed an opportunity here if they can try to stick one in before halftime.
You see the defenders all huddled up right here, and I would imagine Coach Hawkins just telling his guys to keep their composure. Tates Creek probably getting mad because they're down in the game, but just keep your composure and don't let them get to you.
Yeah, you got the possibility of frustration on one side and then maybe a little too much exuberance on the other side as you celebrate what's been a great first half for the defenders. But you, as the coaches will say, you got to keep your head out there and not hand the other team yardage, even if you are up 35-0. So now the Commodores will come back out. Clock stopped at 1:57 of the second quarter, and a 35-0 lead on that board for Bryan Station. Beautiful evening. It was about 88 degrees when we got started tonight. A little bit cooler than that right now, and good crowd here at Bryan Station enjoying the action, especially the Bryan Station crowd. 1st and 10 from the 47. Here is Burnside. He is moving up now, fakes the throw, and then takes off and may have a first down by the 37-yard line before he's brought down from behind.
Burnside with a good pump fake right there. It looks like the quarterback spy defender was watching him, but he's able to throw him off balance with the pump fake and pick up some good yardage and just showing him what he can do with his legs right there.
So they've got a first down again. 36-yard line in Bryan Station territory. Hale goes in motion toward the top of the screen. Now Burnside looking and now having to scramble again. He's going to have to run with it. Comes to the left side and then goes down after a short gain.
The Tates Creek defenders, the Tates Creek receivers here just unable to get any separation and just not helping the quarterback out at all.
A holding penalty on the Commodores will set them back even further. That one stepped off, and that'll put him back at the 46-yard line. Still in Bryan Station territory. We're inside the final minute of the second quarter. Snap to Burnside. Quick pass out to the right to Luke Cooper. He's got some room down that sideline and pushed out of bounds. J.T. Cooper make it and down by the 30-yard line.
Cooper been a big target here for Burnside, and he's caught a lot of passes in the flats, and right there just able to take that flat route and pick up a decent gain right there with the speed at the end.
Tates Creek wants a timeout here with 30 seconds to go, 30.4 seconds to go. They want to talk it over and do their best to get on this scoreboard before halftime as Bryan Station going for its second straight win, trying to get it tonight, and they lead it 35-0. Just dominating this first half, and of course for Tates Creek, when they get in there at halftime, whatever the score is, they're going to have to regroup and just try to get some things done in the second half and not worry about the fact that they're down by such a large margin.
Yeah, like you said, just regroup and just figure out what's worked for you, because Tates Creek put together a couple good drives here this afternoon, just unable to capitalize at the end of them. So just figure out what you were doing good that helped keep those drives going and just try to execute on that in the second half.
Second down and about 6. Now they're resetting the clock to 35 seconds, 35 seconds even. Here is the snap. Burnside has it, has to scramble. They're after him, and he's going to have to take it out of bounds. Back around the 40-yard line.
And pressure right in Burnside's face right there. Looked like it was number 5, Brunley Fawn, and just able to throw it away right there. Looks like, I'm not sure if he ran it out or threw it out, but way to stop the clock right there and give his team some more time.
Now I think a timeout is going to be taken by Tates Creek. They are in the situation now, though, where the clock runs on situations like that. And 35-0 margin, and so now they call timeout to stop it with 13.7 seconds to go before halftime. The fact that there, of course, you don't get the timeouts to carry over, so you need to use them, I guess, but on the other hand, you need to call these timeouts, and it shows how important it is to Tates Creek to try to get something out of this first half.
Yeah, just something, just to give your guys some motivation at halftime.
They had a nice drive going a while ago before an interception cut it off, but they had a nice completion to Cooper. I think it was Luke Cooper that caught the long one. And then fake punt on which Cooper took off and hit it off down the right side, but then they couldn't convert that one, and they haven't had too much of a chance since then to get on the board. Now 13.7 seconds left. And give to the running back, and not much room there. Skyler Clay on the carry, and that's going to run it out for the first half. And we have come to the end of the first half with the score, Bryan Station 35 and Tates Creek 0. And we will begin our halftime report in just a moment from Bryan Station High School here on Glyco.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Whether it's your first time or your latest, let Tim Rose find your dream home. Tim is a licensed real estate agent with Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty in Lexington. Tim is a seasoned and fair negotiator who's willing to go far and wide for clients all over Kentucky. Check out hashtag Tim Rose Sold across all social media where pricing matters. Tim Rose and Keller Williams Bluegrass Realty. Together, we do more.
Take your ride to the next level in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Next level rides start with next level savings. Drive home the new 2024 Kia Forte or crowd favorite 2024 Kia Soul. Your choice, just $199 down and $199 a month. And score 0.9% on select models like the hot new 2024 Kia Sorento and 2024 Kia Sportage.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Next level savings start at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete. Mathnasium unlocks the math potential in every child.
From Bryan Station High School, welcome back. Keith Elkins along with KJ Jones. Jackson Miller is our producer, and Benson Gregory, our camera operator. Tonight, as we bring you Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod tonight, and it's 35-0 at the half with the host Bryan Station defenders leading Tates Creek at the halftime break. And so far, KJ, as we've mentioned, the defenders have been dominating on both sides of the ball. We talked about Caleb Washington with some big gains, which we expected, but just the way the Bryan Station defense has just been, it seems, everywhere. They've intercepted a couple of passes, and they have made plays. It seems like they're in the backfield with Tates Creek before the play even gets going. So they are really dominating that defensive side, their defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they're really dominating every aspect of the game. On the defense, 2 pick sixes, only one actually counted, though, because of a holding call in the first one, but just no running room at all. And like I said, just shutting down the pass game. So Tates Creek just unable to establish anything. They put together a good drive here and there, but as far as finishing, just unable to do that at all.
We've seen the Tates Creek quarterback Burnside use his speed to get outside the pocket. He's still looking downfield most of the time, but as we pointed out a little while ago, he's not able to find a receiver. So his receivers are not able, as you said, to get separation, and then eventually things collapse on him as well. You got a lot of defenders around him, and he's been unable to get out of that pocket. Out of the pocket really, but not able to get a long gain on his runs. They just seem to have everything covered. And you've played the secondary. You run a state championship male team back in 2015. But what's the key to having such great coverage in that secondary? It's more than just quickness. You got to know what you're doing.
I think it comes down to coaching. You got to have the athletes and then the coaches just putting their players in the right positions, and just wherever, like good scouting report during the week, and just knowing what they're going to be doing. And then the offensive line not really giving Burnside very much room back there, and he's having to scramble, and then the play's just breaking down. So just a lot of things not going right over there for the Commodores.
We talked about how Coach Hawks and his group will try to regroup at halftime, down by a score of 35-0. We saw them early test that interior line with Evans, and there wasn't much there for him on that. They saw some short passes out to the side to try to free up the receivers and get them the ball in some space where they could do some things, and had a little bit of success with that, but it's been tough going all the way as Bryan Station dominating here, leading 35-0. Now on the offensive side, we pointed out, gosh, it seems like we mentioned Kalen Washington's name a lot, but he is such a dominating player. The running back for Bryan Station scored 3 touchdowns in this game, and he is running hard. He is very difficult to bring down, and if he gets in the open, he also has a lot of speed. So he's got the whole package, doesn't he?
He really does, and the offensive line has done an amazing job just creating those running lanes for him. And once you're getting to the second level defenders, Washington, a very big guy. It's really hard to ask your safeties and cornerbacks to be tackling him all night. So really give credit to the offensive line that Washington, just with his speed, able to break away, and with his size, it's just taking about 3 or 4 Commodores to bring him down. So really having an amazing night here tonight for him.
And anything Coach Hawks can do at this point other than try to focus on individual plays and just do it a play at a time and try to execute anything else that the Commodores can do?
The only thing that I would say is just the offensive line, the offense and defensive line. They're just getting beat up in the trenches. That's why you're seeing Washington get so many yards when he's running the ball, and then Evans just unable to find any rushing room back there because they're in the backfield almost as soon as he gets the ball. So really just both lines just have to do a better job here in the second half.
All right, we will take a break and come back with more at halftime in just a moment. The score is Bryan Station 35 and Tates Creek nothing. We'll be back with some numbers from this first half in just a moment right here on Glycod.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit operationparent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
With Fast Signs, create custom deep sea signage that makes the wait a visual escape. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back at halftime, Bryan Station on top of Tates Creek, 35-0 here at Bryan Station. And we'll give you a look at some of the numbers now. In addition to that 35-0 score, the defenders a lot of long gains in that first half. KJ just a 9-6 advantage in first down, but some of these other numbers really indicate just how much Bryan Station dominated. A 184-28 advantage in passing yards, net passing yards. And then, or is that rushing yards? Rushing yards, I should say. And Tates Creek actually had 79 yards passing to Bryan Station's 28. Of course, the defenders have not had to put the ball in the air very much. So that rushing number in particular, as far as team stats are concerned, is one that jumps out.
Yeah, when you can rush the ball like that, you don't really have to pass too much. That's why Tates Creek probably has more passing yards. So, I mean, if you can rush the ball, just keep on running it.
Looking individually now, Kalen Washington, 10 carries, 123 yards, a loss of 16 yards, but so a net of 107 in that first half. That's a pretty good first half, 107 yards and 3 touchdowns. His long carry was 35 yards, and he's averaging 10.7 yards per carry. It's not going to get too much better than that for a running back in the first half, is it?
It's not, and honestly, those are full game stats for some guys, so the fact that he did that in the first half just shows his dominance on this game.
And James Davis, 1 for 2 passing. He also had a big day rushing in the first half, 6 carries for 74 yards, and that's 74. He also had 1 touchdown, and his long run was of 24 yards, and I believe that was the touchdown run. Yeah, 24-yard touchdown run, and that came after a bad snap. The ball actually bounced as he reached for it, couldn't quite bring it in. The ball bounced, he picked it back up, and by that time the defense had, you might say, left their lanes. They were not able to contain, and he went in for the touchdown. So he is 28 yards rushing, receiving. Jordan Haskins, 1 catch for 28 yards. And, of course, he also had the interception return that was called back by a penalty, but we've seen his speed on display too. And then later, Zay White, 30-yard interception return for Bryan Station. And it's, again, just a variety of ways that the defenders have scored and the way that they've built up this 35-0 lead. Just an overall domination.
Yeah, dominating just every facet of the game, and just athletes all over the field, whether it's on defense or on offense, just guys that can make plays, and that's why they have this big lead in this game.
Darnell Burnside, 7 for 11 passing in the first half with 2 interceptions. He did throw for 70 yards, a long gain of 30 on his passing. Ace Davis was in to throw 1 short pass in the first half. He completed that one, good for 9 yards. And receiving, J.T. Cooper having a good night for Tates Creek. He caught 5 for 37 yards in the first half as the Commodores have struggled to get an offensive attack going. But the scoring opened early with 10:48 to go in the first quarter. That's just barely a minute into the game. Kalen Washington, a 29-yard run after an early turnover. Defenders got the ball. Washington scored on a 29-yard run. Hannon with the kick, and it was 7-0. Then with 9:23 to go in the first, it was Washington again. A 1-yard run this time. Hannon with the kick, and it was 14-0. Then with 10:58 to go in the second quarter, James Davis, a 24-yard run after that bad snap and a good bounce. He went in for the touchdown. Jordan Haskins carried in for 2 on that play to make it 22-0, and that was also intended to be a kick for 1 extra point, but the snap was bad, almost rolled to Haskins, but he picked it up and ran around the right side for the 2-point conversion. Kalen Washington added a 1-yard run with 5:23 to go in the second to make it 28-0. Extra point missed that time, and then Zay White, a 30-yard interception return. John Hannon converted with the kick that time, and leaving the defenders with a 35-0 lead at the end of the first half. And KJ, any other thoughts as we looked at these numbers here at the end of the first half?
For Tates Creek, you see J.T. Cooper with 5 receptions for 37 yards. That seems to be what's been working. So if I'm coach, I'm game planning to get the ball in his hands because that seems to be the only thing that's really worked for them on the offensive side of the ball. And then on defense, I would just say maybe an effort thing. When you have broken plays turning into touchdowns and guys running untouched, you got to give more effort than that.
Well, tonight's scoreboard, we'll remind you, is presented by Community Action Council, helping people and changing lives. And we will have more of our halftime break, including our Scholar Athlete of the Week from Mathnasium when we come back to Bryan Station High School in just a moment on Glycod.
New year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Central Kentucky Driving School is raising the bar in driver education because the safety of their students is too important for anything less. Offering driver training for teens and adults, Central Kentucky Driving School will equip you with the skills needed to become a safe and confident driver. A proud community partner, Central Kentucky Driving School invests in their students and families and guides you every step of the way. For more information, give them a call at 859-538-7775 or visit drivecky.com.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Keith Elkins along with KJ Jones back at Bryan Station High School. We're being entertained as is this crowd here at Bryan Station by the Bryan Station High School band. Their team has run up a 35-0 lead here in the first half. Right now, though, we want to recognize tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. It's presented by Mathnasium, changing lives through math. And our Scholar Athlete of the Week from Bryan Station High School is number 68 on the field. He is Braylon Taylor, a lineman who is 6'2" and 325, and a senior and a 3.75 GPA. So congratulations to Braylon Taylor, 6'2", 325 senior. But the stat we want to point out right now is that GPA at 3.75. And KJ, that takes a lot of work too, doesn't it?
It does. Anything above a 3.5, getting it to that almost 4.0, it takes a lot of work. So credit to him doing his thing in the classroom.
Now, you've played high school football just in the last decade or so, but tell me about the work that goes into it now, because things have changed over the years. So many athletes have focused now on one sport as opposed to playing two or three. Some still do, but a lot of them are focusing on football if they're football players. But it's almost a year-round activity, isn't it? It just about has to be if you want to be at the top of your game. Yeah, because there's 7-on-7 leagues, which didn't used to be around. Started to become more popular around when I was in high school. So, yeah, football's a year-round sport, definitely, because those travel teams go to different states, and it's competition just year-round, or as you're training with your trainer year-round, too. In the off-season, you're still in-season training, so you really got to put in that work. Tell me about 7-on-7 football, the basic differences other than the obvious one of less personnel. Yeah, so really there's just no offensive line pressure. It's just really coverage and just route running. You don't run the ball, and like I said, it's no pressure. You do have a certain amount of time to throw the ball out, but it's really just working on coverages and working on your receivers, getting open and working on the timing of that, and just figuring out the soft spots. And like I said, just receivers and quarterbacks building up the chemistry, and really your defensive backs building that chemistry also, and working on communication. And less emphasis on contact then, right, as you play in the offseason? Yeah, it's also, no contact. So you're either going to play two-hand touch, or I think maybe some leagues even do flag, but, no contact at all. It's just really, like I said, passing. Well, that's all part of developing these football programs, and we pointed out the success that Coach Hawkins has had here at Bryan Station. He enters his fifth season now. He is willing to take those losses there at the start of the season because he knows it's improving his team, and now that it's become kind of a pattern, I would guess that the Bryan Station players are also ready to know that there will be some tough games at the start of the season, the games you'd love to win and compete to win, of course, but you might lose too because they're playing some awfully good teams. But he has established that now as something where his team can build off those losses.
Yeah, and those are really good teams. So as long as you're not getting discouraged and just learning from those losses and what you need to fix, because you're playing teams that were state champions in their conference or in their class. So it's like you can't really get discouraged and just keep building. You see here that it didn't discourage Bryan Station here as they've come out and really put a spanking on Tates Creek here tonight.
Bryan Station has some playoff history. They were in the quarterfinals in 4A back in 1992 and 93, and in 6A in 2020. They reached the semifinals in 2A back in 72 and 73, and in 4A in 1982, and then in 6A in 2022 and 2023. So they got quite a run going in the 6A competition, reaching the semifinals each of the last 2 years. They were runners-up in 2A in 1969, losing to Elizabethtown, and then in 4A in 1999, losing to St. X in overtime, beaten in overtime with the state championship on the line. So a tough loss for defenders who remember 1999. 6A championship in 2023, they lost to Trinity. And they were state champions back in 1971, beating Madisonville in the championship game. And now the last losing season for Bryan Station is all the way back into 2019. So, again, a great run going. And as you win, then you expect to win, KJ. And each of these guys that are coming up through middle school and they get here to Bryan Station, they're going to be they're expected to be part of winning teams, and they expect to be part of winning teams.
Yeah, Bryan Station really had some really good seasons these past few seasons. So any of the young guys coming up, they're definitely going to be expected to win.
We talked about the takeaways and giveaways at the start of the ball game, and on the year, Bryan Station even in that category with 5 takeaways and 5 giveaways, but they've been on the ball with those interceptions and fumble recoveries tonight, and turnovers have been a pretty big part of this thing. And then, of course, the interception return by Zay White was a touchdown right on the turnover.
The turnovers have been really big here tonight with, like I said, 2 pick sixes thrown, but one of them called back, and a couple of fumbles here also by Washington. So I think they were able to recover that one, though.
So both teams back out on the field now. We'll be resuming action here in the second half in just a couple of minutes, but we want to let you know that you can count on Glycod for high school football coverage all season long. We're here at Bryan Station tonight, games being broadcast on Glycod and on the YouTube channel of Glycod, so go to that and subscribe and keep track of your favorite team or teams all season long. We cover games in the Central Kentucky area, in Louisville, and over in Southern Indiana as well. So a large selection of teams being featured on Glycod this year. We're fortunate enough to see Bryan Station here a couple of weeks in a row and watch them turn their season record around. It's not a big surprise that they are turning it around at this point, but they are going for their second straight victory tonight. That would give them a mark of 2-3. Tates Creek, should they go on to lose this game, would also be 2-3 on the season. And Bryan Station started this year with a loss to Trinity, then a loss to Boyle County, then a loss to Bowling Green. All 3 of those teams state champions in their classifications before coming back to beat Ballard last week in a very competitive game, 17-10. Now, Bryan Station, KJ, I think you mentioned this earlier, their points for them and points for their opponents statistic is very deceptive at this stage of the year, because coming into this game they were being outscored 31-14, but tonight they are up 35-0, and you would think that statistic will begin to even itself out as we go further into the season.
I do, and I think that eventually they'll be on the positive side of that, averaging more points per game than they're allowing. Like you said, they're just playing top teams in those first 3 games, so you can't, I mean, those games count, but those aren't games that are just season-defining games.
Well, Tates Creek, after winning their first 2, dropped their next 2, and now are in a deep hole here tonight, 35-0 as we get ready to start third quarter action from R.L. Grider Stadium at Bryan Station High School. They have the marker with their track record holders out there as you enter the football stadium. I don't know if you got a chance to look at that, KJ, but I noticed the record holder in the discus is one Dermonti Dawson, who went on to a Hall of Fame career in professional football and was with the Pittsburgh Steelers and a great Steeler player for a long time after finishing his career at the University of Kentucky. And his name is out there as holding the record for the discus throw for Bryan Station. Just about set to go at the start of the second half, and it'll be Bryan Station to take the football.
As you said, Station here to get the ball to start off the second half, and let's see what adjustments Tates Creek made in the halftime just to maybe slow down this Bryan Station offense a little bit here.
Dirk Mapatano is the kicker for Tates Creek, and he will approach the ball, and we are underway in the second half. That one is short, and is it going to go out of bounds? Looks like it did. Yeah, penalty flag is thrown.
Trying to give Bryan Station a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, but just unable to recover that one right there, and it rolls out of bounds, giving Station some good starting field position here to start off the second half.
Bryan Station goes back. Well, let's see. Are they going to mark this? Or they're over there. In front of the Station football tent, conferring with Coach Phil Hawkins. So now they'll mark the ball. And we'll get started here in the second half. And it's the 38-yard line. The Bryan Station offense is on the field. And now here is Washington trying to come around that right side and breaks one tackle and gets hammered then as he goes across the 50-yard line. But, wow, he was really making him pay with that run. He looked like he was going to go down and then just kept right on churning.
He was, and I thought Tates Creek might have been able to get him for a short stop there, but just able to keep his feet moving and make some cuts and just punish a few more defenders right there at the end. Looked like he put his head down and ran over another defender.
So they got a quick start with the kickoff going out of bounds, and the penalty after that started at the 38 and now at the 49-yard line. So Washington picked up enough for a first down. Davis straightens up and throws out to his left. Got his receiver out there. Makes a couple of moves and down across the 40-yard line. That'll be good for first down yardage.
Quick throw out there to Haskins, and he's just a dangerous man in the open field. Was able to catch a short little route and make a few defenders miss and pick up a first down.
So defenders now with a first down. They're on about the 38-yard line in Tates Creek territory. Here's Davis, and he throws to the right side this time. Run out of bounds. That is Barber at about the 21-yard line.
Getting the ball out there to Barber. It looked like kind of a screen kind of play, just a little flat route, and just able to put on the Jets and burn the Tates Creek defense for another good gain right there. And again, just Bryan Station just able to do whatever they want out here on the Tates Creek defense.
The 22-yard line now. First down, Bryan Station. And the give is to Washington. Cuts back to his left and then up the middle and gets to about the 15-yard line. Penalty flags come in.
Looks like every play Washington is making at least a couple defenders miss. And Tates Creek coming out in a three-down lineman defense. So I'd like to see them maybe put another lineman down there and maybe put a little pressure back there.
Penalty will go against Tates Creek. So another first down for Bryan Station. Now at the 8-yard line, first and goal for Bryan Station, and they give it to Washington. Slips a tackle and goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
Looks like it was.
But there is a flag.
Looks like it was number 6, Donovan Lawson, that got in the backfield that time, just unable to bring Washington down.
They've got a hold this time against Bryan Station, so that one will come back.
Washington's just not a guy that one guy can bring down. You have to have the whole defensive effort getting back there to stop him. Really strong runner.
Yeah, that first guy just has to hold on, doesn't he, or try to, and get some help.
He does, and Dawson not able to hang on at all there, but luckily holding call on Bryan Station, and it calls it back.
Now they're back at the 15, 1st and goal. And Davis fires out to the right. Ashford in the end zone, and that is caught for a touchdown.
And I think he knew where he was going the whole time right there. One-on-one man coverage with Ashford on the outside and just took advantage of it. And looks like number 7 there, Jay-Sean Lane, just unable to make a play on the ball.
So that'll make it 41-0. Bryan Station on the 15-yard pass to Monte Ashford. A nice catch near the right corner of the end zone. And now it'll be Hannon on for the extra point.
As a quarterback, anytime you see one of your big-time playmakers on the outside right there, man-to-man, no help, no safety help, you're taking that every time.
Well, here's Hannon with Haskins on the hold. The kick is up and good. And that makes it 42-0. Bryan Station, clock running at 7:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break here and be back in just a moment on Glycod.
Tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back and just about to get started after the Bryan Station touchdown. Clock running now with the big margin, 35 or more, and the clock continues to run. It's now 42-0. Bryan Station on top. Davis, KJ, a great throw that time to Ashford. Nice catch, too.
It was, and put it just where his receiver could get it. Really didn't give the defender a chance at all to make a play on the ball.
Here is the kick. Chance for a return for Tates Creek. Dropped it for just a moment. Now gets a break and gets up the sideline. That is Bell Pointer, and he is pushed out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
And a couple good returns here for Tates Creek, just unable to take it all the way, but giving the Commodores some good starting field position here, close to the 50.
So good field position for Tates Creek as clock runs. We're near the 6-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Bryan Station crowd enjoying the action tonight. A nice Friday night in Lexington. It's been a very, very warm day with no threat of precipitation tonight, so we're enjoying football uninterrupted at Bryan Station High School. Tates Creek on the offensive side now, getting ready to go. They're from their own 41-yard line. Burnside takes it, fires out to his right, and incomplete. He was going for Hale, fired that ball a little bit on the sidearm delivery and unable to complete it.
Yeah, looking for Hale right there in the flat route. Looks like he had a little bit of pressure coming on him and just unable to complete that pass right there.
So 2nd down coming up and 10 for the Commodores from their own 41. There's the snap. Burnside looks and looks and can't find anybody. And now it looked like the ball got loose for a moment, but he is down.
Again, Burnside just unable to find any of his receivers down the field. And if you have that much time back there, you expect at least one of your receivers to find some open space.
So 3rd down play coming for Tates Creek. 3rd and a little less than 10. So he gained just a very short amount of yardage that time. And now he's looking at a 3rd and 9 situation. About the 42. Here's Burnside with Evans there next to him. Burnside takes off to the right and immediately in trouble, but dodges a man and then flips it downfield and out of bounds over on the Tates Creek sideline, and Burnside was very lucky just to get away and be able to throw that ball.
Yeah, pressure right in his face right there, and just doing a good job staying in their rushing lanes, keeping him in the pocket, and just nowhere for him to go with the ball and just have to throw it away.
I say lucky he made a good move to get himself free to throw that ball and at least not take the big loss. But either way, it's a 4th down and long situation for Tates Creek, and it'll be Cooper back to punt. Luke Cooper doing the punting for Tates Creek. Jordan Haskins, always a threat, is back there for Bryan Station, is back at about the 30-yard line. Now backing up to about the 26 as he awaits the punt. Clock running with 3.5 minutes to go. Couple of steps to the side. He wants to punt it to the side, and that will go out of bounds over at about the 35-yard line in the neighborhood of, and before the change of possession, we'll take a break here. 42-0 Bryan Station. We'll be right back on Glycod.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
So we are back, and we're going to have a penalty against Bryan Station. I think we're going to see some new players into the game for the defenders as they have this one well in hand now. Running clock, and 42-0 is the score.
They'll give Caleb Sheets, the backup quarterback, some time here, get some rhythm with his guys.
And mix up in the backfield.
We see another low snap right there. Just a lot of different things going on with the snaps tonight, whether it's been high or low.
So now the defenders will be set up with a 2nd down and very long situation. 2nd down and close to 20. Now the snap and a quick throw over the middle. And that one is caught by, is it Woolfolk at the 40-yard line.
Some good pressure right there from Tates Creek, but able to get the ball out and get the pass completed to Sean Okpebolo. Really good contested catch right there by Okpebolo.
So Okpebolo makes the catch. Coming down inside the last minute. Now the pass out to the right side. That one's caught and a good gain.
Looks like a little bubble right there to number 24, Akeem Clay.
Yeah, Akeem Clay. We saw him carry the ball one time in the first half. And 20 seconds left in the third as the clock runs down, and that will be the end of the third quarter, it appears. Just 8 seconds left now, clock running. And we have come to the end of the third quarter of play. And the score at the end of 3 is 42-0. Bryan Station on top over Tates Creek. We'll be right back in just a moment on Glycod.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be $1 million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world. Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
We are back as the fourth quarter is underway now. 42-0 is the Bryan Station lead, so the clock will be running. We saw backup quarterback Caleb Sheets in that last series for the defenders, and you would expect some more young players to get an opportunity in this game. Nice kick by Hannon. Boy, that's got a nice roll on it for Bryan Station, and is going to be down near the 11-yard line, 10 or 11-yard line for Tates Creek, so they're going to have a long way to go.
Good job pinning them back deep there, having to go 90 yards to score right here.
Bryan Station, a couple of first quarter scores to get things rolling tonight. They took the lead very early in this game and barely played a minute or minute and a half before they had a touchdown on the board, and it has just gone their way pretty much ever since then. And now the lead is 42-0. Snap, and Burnside wants to throw. Rolling right, being chased. He's in trouble back there. Now runs forward and to his left. Still dodging tacklers. And now to the 10-15 and nearly to the 20-yard line. Well, he covered a lot of ground that time.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe ran about 20 yards on that play. Only picked up about 5, it looks like, but yeah, did a lot of running right there. And just able to extend the plays here tonight. Like I said, just unable to find anybody down the field after he's extended it with his legs.
So this will be a second down play, second down at about 3. Evans in that backfield along with Burnside. Hill comes in motion, and now he's going to throw out to the right. Got his man there, and this one may break for a long play. Here goes the receiver Hale down the sideline, or is it Bell Pointer? He is headed for the end zone, and Bell Pointer has scored a touchdown for Tates Creek.
He runs the quick screen all the way home right there, and if you're a starter or the head coach, you just hate when plays like this happen at the end of the game. You really want to hold them to no score.
But everybody seems to be headed back in the direction of the line of scrimmage.
For Tates Creek, that's just a heartbreaker right there. It hurts.
A chop block is the call, and that's going to send him back. So we've seen a couple of long touchdown plays called back by penalties tonight. This one against Tates Creek, we saw one very early in the game on a Jordan Haskins interception return. And now this one will bring it back, and what would have been a highlight for Tates Creek is just now a good memory. So now they're headed back toward their own goal line as they march this one off. Back inside the 10 for Tates Creek.
For the Commodores, you just haven't been able to have many things work for you tonight, and you finally have a play that works, and it's called back by a chop block penalty.
Commodores ready to go. And the pitch goes forward. And a nice tackle on Cooper as he turned the corner. There was Jordan Haskins up there to make the stop.
And Haskins has just been all over the field tonight, laying a real big hit right there.
That was a big-time hit, and to make that kind of a hit when you're just by yourself, you and the ball carrier, that's something coaches really like to see. A third down play coming up for Tates Creek. Third down and about 9. Ball at about the 12-yard line in Tates Creek territory. Here's Burnside putting it up. Got that good arm, but he overthrows everyone this time as he went down the middle of the field. The ball intended for Cooper, for Luke Cooper. and overthrows everybody, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Looks like he was just trying to throw it up and give his guy a chance on the post route, just overthrew him a little bit and unable to connect right there on the deep pass.
So we crossed the 7-minute mark now with the clock running. Cooper back to punt. Luke Cooper. And Haskins standing on the 50-yard line waiting to receive it for Bryan Station. He takes a couple of steps to his right, a low line drive sort of kick, and Haskins takes it on the bounce at the 45, at the 40. Weaves outside of the 35, penalty flag comes in. He's still on his feet now, finally. Swarmed on and brought down at about the 37-yard line, but a penalty marker came in from behind. So we'll wait for the penalty and see where the defenders will get started and see who they'll start with. It looks like Sheets is going to go back out there, quarterback. He's number 31. So a lot of yardage being stepped off against Bryan Station. An illegal blindside block is the signal.
We've seen a couple of those tonight.
Yeah.
And as a coach, those are ones you can live with. You love your team's aggressiveness, just being a little too aggressive there.
The clock stopped for the moment. At 6:19 to go in the 4th with Bryan Station on top. 42-0. Defenders with Caleb Sheets at quarterback now. And Sheets takes it and looks, and nice arm, fires downfield, and incomplete, but a flag comes in.
I think Sheets has been waiting for this one. Looks like he just launched that one downfield and pass interference right there on Tates Creek.
Well, he may have had a chance to warm that arm up before he went in because he has uncorked a couple of good throws. Nice arm from Caleb Sheets. 6-footer, 145-pound junior, backing up James Davis. And getting to quarterback the defenders in a game in which Bryan Station has had a commanding lead for most of the night. So with the interference penalty, it's a 1st down for Bryan Station. Ball at the 37-yard line in Tates Creek territory. Sheets fires out to his left. Got his man out there.
Just a quick screen out there. It looks like to number 19. Actually, I don't have a 19.
I'm looking for one myself.
Yeah, quick screen right there for Sheets, and would have pick up a good gain on 1st down right there and stay ahead of the sticks.
So 2nd down now and about 6 for Bryan Station. Sheets got the instructions and headed back out on the field now. Under 5 minutes to go in this one. Sean O'Peblo is at the top of the screen. He made a nice catch a while ago. Here's the snap and the handoff. Bobbled, but again, it bounces right back to the running back. And then finally, he's going to be corralled for a big loss. Now, we've seen that work almost in Bryan Station's favor in earlier plays. That time, the running back, Avery Johnson, got the ball back, but was unable to make anything out of it, and Tates Creek was on him for the loss.
And one of the few times we've seen the Tates Creek defense be able to stop that Bryan Station run game. Almost creating a turnover there.
So 3rd down and very long now for the defenders. They're situated at the 46-yard line in Tates Creek territory, and they got to get all the way down to about the 27. Sheets at quarterback. The snap to him, and he's got it and looking and throwing long downfield, and players battle for it, and that one is picked off by Tates Creek. That is Stephen Jones with it. He is coming back upfield at the 40-yard line and finally brought down there and pushed all the way back inside the 35.
Really good play right there by Jones. Just able to go up and moss on the receiver. Looks like he was tracking that ball along. Was able to make the big play.
Yeah, they put that one up a long distance, and he was there to make the play on it. Good coverage and a good interception as well. Yeah, at some point, KJ, you turn from defensive back to the guy who's going to catch the ball, right? I mean, you're trying to make that play, and that's always a good feeling, I guess, when you do that. But at some point, you got to make that calculation that I can go for the ball rather than worry about my coverage.
Yeah, and you just got to time it right too, because you don't want to mistime it and create a big play for the offense.
Run straight ahead by Clay.
And again, another flag here. Just some sloppy play here in the 4th quarter.
Face mask on that one. So they'll pace that one off. That one against Bryan Station. So under 2 minutes now as Tates Creek huddles up its offensive unit. A lot of reserves getting a chance in these final minutes of play with the clock running. And somebody started a little early there, and that'll bring another whistle, another flag.
Just a little eager to get started right there.
So the penalty brings it back. We're getting down close to the 1 minute mark. In this game, had a running clock since late in the 2nd quarter when Bryan Station went up 35-0. Defenders have added one more score since then. We're at 42-0 now in the final minute of the ball game. Bryan Station fans begin to file out. It's been a happy evening for them. Here's the snap, and Davis gives it off around the right side. Cutting back in, getting up to about the 45-46 yard line.
And he was able to get around the corner on that one there. Just good pursuit by the Station defense, not giving up on the play.
There's a Bell pointer again, I believe, on the carry. That may be the final play of the game. Just 18 seconds to go as they get set to run a final play, or possibly not. 10 seconds now. They are going to try to get one more off. They'll have to hurry. We're inside the final 5 seconds now, and I don't believe they're going to get it off. And that is it. And we have come to the end of the ball game. Bryan Station a shutout win tonight over Tates Creek. The final, Bryan Station 42 and Tates Creek nothing. We'll be back at Bryan Station to begin our post-game report in just a moment on Glycod.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
Take your ride to the next level in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Next level rides start with next level savings. Drive home the new 2024 Kia Forte or crowd favorite 2024 Kia Soul. Your choice, just $199 down and $199 a month. And score 0.9% on select models like the hot new 2024 Kia Sorento and 2024 Kia Sportage.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Next level savings start at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Cartown Kia, your dealership for unmatched design, performance, and savings at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville. Visit them online at CartownKiaUSA.com.
Back at Bryan Station High School, defenders win it tonight by a score of 42-0 over Bryan Station. Or over Tates Creek, rather. Bryan Station wins it tonight, 42-0 the score. Defenders jumped on them early and had a running clock by halftime. They had a 35-0 margin and go on to win tonight by a score of 42-0. Lots of football coming up on Glycod. And next Friday, September 27th, there's a 7 o'clock game over near New Albany, Indiana, as Columbus East takes on Floyd Central, part of our Southern Indiana coverage. Then at 7:30, it's Anderson County at South Oldham. And then also at 7:30, Ballard at Tates Creek, and I believe we're going to be there for that one. Ballard and Tates Creek, a 7:30 start next Friday, September 27th. And also at 7:30, Mayo against PRP. Schedule always subject to change, of course, but we are also going to announce an additional game at some point during the week, and so watch for that. Also, check it out on glycod.com as football coverage continues here on Glycod. KJ, we said it throughout the ball game. Not much to add, I don't think, but just a summary of how Bryan Station really dominated the game on both sides of the ball.
They did, yeah. Didn't give up any points, which is always good. And then just on offense was able to do anything they wanted to, honestly. The run game was there all night, and the passes, whenever they wanted to pass, they was able to get that also.
So the defenders, an excellent performance tonight. Tates Creek, of course, will try to regroup before they take on Ballard next week. We saw Ballard here last week, and that's a good ball club as well. So a tough order ahead for the Commodores as they try to bounce back from the big loss tonight. We've talked about Kalen Washington a number of times. James Davis was impressive as well, and we saw him make a lot out of a couple of broken plays. He's quite an athlete, and as he gets more accustomed to that quarterback position, you can see that. You can see him trending upward along with this Bryan Station team as we get into the second half of the season.
Yeah, and he's got some really good receivers over there, so if he can extend plays with his legs like that, they're going to be a really hard team to stop. And with the running back there like Kalen Washington, just a lot of threats, and it's going to be hard for anybody to stop.
We have much more coming up on our post game, and we will have that for you later on. It'll be the most outstanding players of the game as we have following up on the Bryan Station win. But let's go right now to our drive of the game. Drive of the game brought to you by Central Kentucky Driving School, raising the bar on driver education. To sign up or for more information, visit drivecky.com. And KJ, we were talking about that very first drive of the game tonight, resulting in a touchdown by Kalen Washington.
Yeah, and it really just set the tone of the game. It came off a Tates Creek fumble, and then Kalen Washington coming out in the Wildcat, just able to take it one play and just break. And it really, like I said, set the tone for the game and just showed how it was going to be, because Kalen Washington was just unstoppable for the rest of the night.
Washington 29-yard run. With 10:48 to go in the first quarter, so barely a minute into the game. That was the first score of the game, and as you say, that really set the tone, made it 7-0 Bryan Station on their way to a 35-0 halftime lead and a 42-0 win over Tates Creek tonight. So we've got a lot ahead, and we hope you'll stay with us for more of our postgame report here on Glycod.
Bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cardtown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. At new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cardtown Kia and CardtownKiaUSA.com.
Are you a parent battling with raising your child in today's fallen world? You're not alone. The Operation Parent Handbook is your beacon of hope with info and guidance on social media, vaping, anxiety, and more. It's a resource that equips you with the guidance and conversation starters you need in your parenting journey. Use discount code KIDS at checkout to get 10% off any handbook. Visit operationparent.org to reclaim your confidence as a parent. Operation Parent, you've got this.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
To hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back at Bryan Station High School, Keith Elkins alongside KJ Jones. And now for a look at tonight's scoring summary brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. And, of course, this scoring summary is all Bryan Station. KJ, as Kaylin Washington got it going with a 29-yard run in the first quarter, 10:48 to go to make it 7-0. Hannon with the kick on that one, and then Washington a 1-yard run after a 5-play, 58-yard drive. And that scoring came with 9:23 to go in the first quarter to make it 14-0. James Davis, a 24-yard run after a dropped snap, not a drop snap really, but a bad snap that he was unable to catch, and got it on the bounce and ran for a touchdown. Then a bad snap on the kick, but Jordan Haskins took that. He was the holder, ran that in for a touchdown. It was 22-0. That came with 10:58 to go in the second. 5:23 to go in the second. Kaylin Washington, a 1-yard run, and Hannon missed the try for the extra point that time, but a 7-play, 72-yard drive. And to stop right there with a note, the 7-play, 72-yard drive, 4-play, 57-yard drive. They had some long plays, but they were also able to grind it out when they needed to. Not too much grinding it out going tonight, but they can do that if they have to, especially with a weapon like Washington.
Yeah, and it really just showed their versatility tonight. They could hit you with a quick drive, score in one play, or they could have a methodical drive and drive it down the field. So it really showed their versatility, and that'll be something they can use later on throughout the season.
The other two scores, Zay White, a 30-yard interception return, a kick by Hannon for the extra point. That came with 3:37 to go in the second quarter, made it 35-0. That was the halftime score, and then the final scoring of the game came with 7:51 to go in the third. Monte Ashford, a nice catch and a nice throw from James Davis, a 15-yard touchdown pass play. 6 plays, 65 yards on that drive, covering 4 minutes and 9 seconds, and that made it 42-0 after the kick by John Hannon, and that turned out to be our final score tonight as Bryan Station wins it to go to 2-3. Tates Creek also now 2-3 on the season. So we still have our most outstanding players coming up in our final segment, and that'll be coming up next. So stay with us. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Calling all football fans. Come on down to Roosters, where the wings are hot, the drinks are cold, and the good times never stop. Roosters is where you can catch all the action of the game and enjoy a delicious meal. Choose from 15 varieties of sauces. Even try our burgers, salads, and out-of-this-world pizzas. Something for everyone at Roosters. Dine in, carry out, or let us cater. Open late for the Night Owls. Visit our Richmond Road location or off Nicholasville Road by Walmart.
Are you an HVAC and refrigeration tech looking for new opportunities? Tech 24 is your single source for commercial HVAC, refrigeration, and kitchen equipment maintenance all across the country. We have exciting career opportunities with great pay and benefits in your area. To learn more, contact Brad at 864-549-8344 and check us out on the web at mytech24.com. 864-549-8344.
A new year means next level math, but even the best teachers can't always provide the personal attention each child needs. Mathnasium has a solution to help any student excel. Our caring, highly trained instructors use a range of teaching modes that ensure true foundational understanding. We're not about rote memorization. The Mathnasium method develops the critical thinking and problem-solving skills they need to succeed, with the option to learn face-to-face online at home or face-to-face at one of our 1,000 neighborhood learning centers. Mathnasium, we're changing lives through math.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back to wrap things up at Bryan Station High School tonight. We've been giving you a lot of numbers through the game. I want to thank our friends at WL Stats for the information on the statistics tonight. They always do a great job, and we appreciate that very much. And now it's time for tonight's most outstanding players, presented by Elite Building Products, locally owned and offering an outstanding selection of windows, doors, and siding. Stop in at 242 Wilson Drive in Nicholasville or visit them at elitekentucky.com. And a lot of weapons for Bryan Station tonight, KJ, but we went back to number one.
Yeah, Kalen Washington, he had 3 touchdowns tonight and over 100 yards, 135 actually. So, I mean, I don't think you could overlook that guy, averaging 10.4 yards per carry. So really outstanding night tonight for him.
Yeah, knowing that he's back there just causes you to have to key everything on him, and that allows some of these other good athletes to really make some plays too, and they did. But Washington tonight, 13 carries and a net 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. His long carry tonight, 35 yards, and he averaged 10.4 yards a carry, and that's a pretty good night's work on 13 carries tonight. And on the Tates Creek side, J.T. Cooper was a threat and brought in 5 catches tonight.
Yeah, 5 catches for 37 yards. Tates Creek really didn't have too much work for him tonight, but he seemed to be the one consistent thing that was working when we got him the ball. So I'd say he's the player of the game for them.
So those are your players of the game, presented by Elite Building Products. And now coming up next Friday, we'll take a look at next week's schedule, brought to you by New Vista. They see the good ahead. Again, it's Columbus East at Floyd Central in southern Indiana, Anderson County at South Oldham, Ballard at Tates Creek, and Mail at PRP next week. And all those at 7:30, except for the Indiana game, Columbus at Floyd Central at 7 o'clock. And we'll also watch for an additional game to be announced. And as always, check glycod.com and subscribe and follow your favorite high school teams throughout this 2024 season. And that will do it for us tonight, and we appreciate you watching on Glycod from Bryan Station High School. For our camera operator, Benson Gregory, and for our producer, Jackson Miller, and for KJ Jones, I'm Keith Elkins. Thanks again for watching. Our final score, once again, was Bryan Station 42 and Tates Creek nothing. Good night from Bryan Station High School on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School Football, presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. Tonight's game was brought to you by Cartown Kia in Nicholasville, movement that inspires. IBEW Local 369, power up your potential. Mathnasium of East and West Lexington, changing lives through math. Roosters, a fun, casual place for wings and more. Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. Community Action Council. New Vista. Tech 24. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment. And Fast Signs.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.